Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. On the Bears sideline, Ben Johnson, hot name in the coaching circles the last few years, was the offensive coordinator here in Detroit, 2022 to 2024. Across the field, it is Lions head coach Dan Campbell. His team also winners in their opener, so a couple of 1-0 teams doing battle here. Here's Carlos Santos ready to get this one started. And off we go from Ford Field. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So the Lions come out, and they are led again by Jared Goff. Already year 10 in the league, and half of those 10 with the Lions. Remember, took the Rams to a Super Bowl as well. What a year last year, Greg. Second in passing yards in the NFL.
Nothing real fancy when you look back on last week's game, Mike. I mean, he had 2 touchdown passes, of course, the 1 interception. You'd love to have that. But for the most part, I thought he was really efficient. I thought he did a nice job operating the system. And there's actually some more plays that he left out there. So I think he can build off a lot of that and try to improve in this one today.
And this will be a Lions first down. Good running. Gets him to about the 44.
That's good for a Lions. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now Goff. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup of 5. Just shy of midfield. Here's second down. Goff gives it to Gibbs. Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
From the gun, it's Goff. He's got it, tight end. That's Laporta. Give him 14 on that one. First down, Detroit.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for a Lions. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this that on third down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going. Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down.
Third and 9.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think it's a smart play, especially this early in the game. I don't think you want to start forcing throws, take any unnecessary risks. Allow your team to get settled in. Don't have any sudden change turnovers. So I think in the end there, he made the right move.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good positive result.
This one taken at the 7. and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So here comes the Bears and their quarterback for the second straight year. #1 pick in the 2024 draft. It's Caleb Williams.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games, and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time. These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Pass is caught at DJ Moore. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Swift. Oh, he's going nowhere. Knocked down hard in the backfield.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. Scrambling to his left. And he will slide at the end, give him about 5. And now it's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On 4th down, the Bears send out their 2nd-year man, Tory Taylor, to punt. And this will go down as a punt inside the 20 as it continues out of bounds. The Lions offense ready now for their 2nd drive. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. He will manage to get to the 33. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Goff with the give to Montgomery. Inside the 35. They finally track him down for what a run as they'll mark it at the 10-yard line.
6-yard gain on the play. That's good for a
Here's
Lions.
Gibbs. A short kick down to the 7. 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
So just a lone field goal in the 1st quarter of play. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Lions ball to begin the 2nd quarter. Tried again here from the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. As we are ready to get back underway. Goff just going to tap this one forward. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for third and goal.
Brings up third and
goal. And he's in. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. It's his third touchdown on the year.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions are out to a 10-0 lead.
Bears nothing.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. Whoa! And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been, because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivalries. But with almost all the teams playing well, save the Bears over the last few years, it's almost heightened the awareness of how good the NFC North can do.
I think going into the season, I make the argument it's the best division in football. And I think with the worst team, I know they were 5-12 with the Chicago Bears, but to me, there's a lot of wins built in there. Now they bring in Ben Johnson, they continue to build around Caleb Williams. That feels like there's a lot more wins built into that 5-12 record if they just get themselves organized and get some pieces around Caleb Williams, and that's what they've done. So yes, Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay, they've clearly been the top 3 for the last couple years, but if Chicago and that roster, if that's your 4th best team in your division, man, I'll tell you what, those are going to be some really competitive division games for sure.
And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the length of the franchises, but when these divisions go head-to-head, there always is a legacy feel that just is additive to the anticipation of those matchups.
Yeah, I mean, every one of these franchises has significant history for a lot of different reasons. They have Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches. Some of the most iconic individuals in the history of the league have played for these 4 organizations over the last 50-plus years. So there's so much into it, more than just the matchup on the field in that moment. And you can feel it with how much the fan bases rally behind their team.
87, Luther Burden.
They'll come up here. First and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. He's got Loveland free left side. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throw it again. It's Williams. The 2nd down throw is incomplete. It is 3rd and long.
The coverage by Jack.
Try to throw again. Here's Williams. Moving left. He'll try to run for it. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this 1st down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the 1st down marker, sets up 4th down.
The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Oh, the blitz gets there. He is sacked. And they turn it over on down.
All right, Mike, so in this situation, a defensive coordinator has 2 options. You can sit back and play the pass, or you can be aggressive and go after the quarterback. In this case, they chose the latter, and that's why they were able to force the turnover on downs.
The Lions offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as the season gets going.
Obviously, so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number 1, and obviously the Shore and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jenkins. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. It kind of has the feel, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Huntley. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
That's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day 1, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
From the gun, on third down, it's gone. That's a short one, caught by Laporta. That's his third catch in his first half, and good enough for a first down.
14 yards. That's another Lions. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Quickly out to Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
They'll run with Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
he was brought down
2 minutes
by
remain
Shaq
here in
Barrett.
this first half.
A loss of 1.
Greg and I
Brings
back
up
from
third
Ford Field
and
in
8.
Detroit in a moment. Converted twice on third down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a third time? That is caught side of the end zone. Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit.
Touchdown, Lions.
This is one of those cases, Mike, where the play caller understands, I got 3 points in my back pocket. There's no need here to be conservative. Let's keep this drive alive and see if we can come away with a touchdown. But instead of just trying to pick up the first down, they go for the big one, and it's a perfect throw, great catch, and they come away with 6.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions move further out in front. It is now 17-0.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Bears offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
16 yards.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London when I played for Carolina.
He's hit after the catch and the ball comes free. And the Lions have come up with the football.
Mike, we hear that term, run is a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll go play action with Goff. We'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. The Lions called their first timeout, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. On play action, Goff going left side, and it's taken in by Williams. And he is out of bounds, mark him at the 25.
It's a gain of 20. That's good for a Lion.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. This one caught by Patrick. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
Detroit Lions, first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here's a run. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
And Detroit's going to use their 2nd timeout, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
Here's the 3rd and final timeout for the Lions as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Goff. The ball comes out. And no turnover here. Once the Pirates able to get the football and get on it to keep possession. Halftime coming up, and we'll take it out to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And it's Scary Terry McLaurin. This will be a 70-yard touchdown catch. The Commanders get a 2nd straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers as they play host to the Seattle Seahawks. And this is Jaylen Warren. He'll find an opening and take it in, a 6-yard rushing touchdown. Lastly, let's get down to Miami, the Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. And here it's Tua looking for and finding his favorite target, Tyreek Hill. 23 yards, what a throw for the touchdown. This one's gone to halftime with the Dolphins with the lead at the half. With that, a look at the rest of the scores from a jam-packed week 2 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to the broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you, my friend. Back. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bears offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference if I kicked a touchback and got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread. And now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I am so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped the ball. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on the walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field a lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
And we will not have a return on this one. Ball's going to hit and continue out of bounds. Dan Campbell there, the Lions head coach, as his guys head back out for their next possession. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And a good one here. He'll be marched down at the 25-yard line. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
At the 26-yard line.
Goff to throw. On target to Laporta. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. Goff hooking up with his tight end Laporta. And they give the Lions a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Gibbs. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get it behind the line. 4th down coming up.
And I think what they're counting on there, Mike, is that the defense expects the ball to be run inside the tackles. Thinking on 3rd and short, just go get the first down. Try to catch him off guard with the toss play, but the defense was all over it. Great speed and pursuit to the ball, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
going to have the first down. So taking a chance there, playing with the lead, but it works out for them.
First down.
And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward, gain of about 5.
The tackle made
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second
It's a gain
and
of
5.
Brings up second and 5.
Once again, it's Gibbs. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Third down and 9. Here's Goff. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. And that is incomplete. Tim Patrick was the intended target. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
It's no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. That was good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
First down Bears.
They'll go play action here with Williams. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
A loss of a yard. Brings up second.
Williams to throw on second down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
DJ Reed that time. Good tight coverage, and he's able to get a hand on it.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
17. Bears nothing.
Dan Campbell there. The Lions head coach as his guys head back out for their next possession. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. Goff to throw on first down. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up second and 8.
Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard. He sets up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
To throw is Goff. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. His fifth catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
And the Lions first and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now give to Gibbs, running right. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
throwing. Goff. He'll look underneath and finds Gibbs. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
And the Lions are going to have a first and goal inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
That's another Detroit Lions first down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball sitting at the 7. First and goal. On to the fourth quarter, and it begins with a run by Gibbs. And this one, blown up, good surge, drop up, a loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here.
And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. His first touchdown of the new campaign. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all offseason long to start your season and build some early momentum. Gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
The kickoff for the Lions.
Duvernay on the return. Good return. He takes it across the 30.
The Bears take over.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch. There's no need to do anything reckless. It's 3rd and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim. So there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. And it would appear they're on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with 1st and 10 in this 4th quarter. The RPO, that one is complete. From the 25, here's 2nd and 4.
A 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down.
Little quick pass to the receiver, heading right. And that one shut down almost immediately. Good pressure from the backside. Left them nowhere to go. And no gain. 3rd down, they need 5.
3rd and 5.
Out of the shotgun, it's gone. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up 4th down. Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. Bates' kick is good. And the Lions will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you had things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. He's across the 20, taking it down just shy of the 25. Bears offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if he can get the turnaround going here. He'll start this drive with first down. He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes. That is Marcus Davenport in there for the sack.
They just have to be better on first down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on first down. That is the best down in football to attempt a pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
On second down, it's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Bears send out their punt team as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And it's a good return here. He's going to set his guys up with outstanding field position. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Off the play fake, here's Goff. To the right side, that's St. Brown. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of a yard.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
And he'll twist his way into a good run. A pickup of 7 yards. Third and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
From the gun, it's Goff. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They're going to run out of the gun with Gibbs. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
A gain of 2 makes it 3rd and 11.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's gone. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. This from an even 50 yards out. Bates' kick is good. The Lions add on to their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Duvernay on the return. Oh! Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Bears offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
First down, Chicago.
Here's Williams on first and 10. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and 5.
A gain of 4.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him.
Just seems that nothing has gone right all game for this offense, and that's what happens when your quarterback just faces relentless pressure. You just can't generate any kind of offense, and I think that's the biggest reason there's a big old 0 up on that scoreboard.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Third and long. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Williams. That's taken in. And he indeed picks up a Bears first down. And it's a big letdown there defensively. Somehow they allow them to convert on fourth and long. Come to the line now on second and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Throw it again. It's Williams. The pressure gets there. And down he goes. DJ Reader. He gets into drop him for his first sack of the young season.
And it just seems like anytime this offense has gotten anything positive going, it's been this pass rush that has immediately shut it down. And this has been a clinic tape in how you rush the passer. And I promise you, they want to finish this thing out here with a shutout.
On fourth down, it's Carlos Santos on for the Bears field goal. This will be from 56 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. Everything's going wrong. Unable to cut into this big deficit.
At this point, Mike, you have to ask, I mean, what else could go wrong for this group? I mean, they're just trying to get something going, get some points on the board, and even that doesn't work out.
So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. So it's a win here for the Lions. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.